Hey folks, here OS Reviews. You're watching our video review of the TaoTronics LED multifunction desk lamp. As you can see here, this is the TT-DL01. It comes in both black and white, and the lamp itself is a plastic foldable one that you can take when you're traveling because it's really portable, but you can also use it at home, and it can actually be adjusted up to 180 degrees in terms of rotation left and right, and it can be swung up and down up to 90 degrees. The unique thing about this particular LED lamp is the fact that it has different adjustable modes that we'll show you in a second that allows you to change the brightness in addition to the environment. So you can actually change the ambience when you're studying, when you're sleeping, so it has these different effects which we'll show you. There's also a built-in USB port on the side for you to charge a phone when you have the device plugged into the wall. So it's pretty unique. It's a smart LED lamp, pretty much a interesting twist on the traditional lamp itself. The packaging is pretty discreet, not too much stuff going on, but the product itself retails for around $120 online at Amazon.com. You can also find it at TaoTronics.com, and it will arrive in 3 to 5 days after the actual lamp itself. As you can see here, it features a piano black finish. It's extremely glossy, so it will attract quite a bit of fingerprints. So you should get a cleaning cloth in case you want to clean it off from any dust or particles that might land on it. And as you can see here, the base itself can be indeed rotated up to 180 degrees depending on the orientation you want for your setup, or if you just want to swing it around in your desk so that you can adjust the light when you're reading, when you're sleeping, and so on and so forth. As you can see here, the front panel of the device is dominated by a touch-sensitive pad, which correlates to plus and minus, which changes the brightness of the light itself. There's also one mode for reading, one mode for studying, one mode for relaxing, and one mode for sleeping, and that changes the tone of the LEDs. There's also a simple power on and off switch that's always going to be glowing when it's turned off, and it's going to change when it's turned on. And there's also a timer, so if you press on the 60 minutes button on the left hand side, it's going to change the device, so it's automatically going to turn off the light after an hour of usage. Over here, this is the light itself. You can see that it goes upwards, and this is the light on the top. It's a pretty nice design. It's pretty industrialized, and again, the top edge can also be rotated, so you can see that the light itself is indeed on top with the LEDs. The entire base can also be folded down completely, so in case you're traveling, it can also be kind of folded down to prevent anything from happening to it. Of the actual LED lamp. As you can see here, there's the TaoTronics logo on the front, and the entire front plate is also very glossy, and it's very easy to track fingerprints. So you should probably get a cleaning cloth to clean up the dust and particles that land on it after a while. On the front here, we have the actual touch-sensitive panel that controls up and down, which is going to correlate to the brightness of the lamp itself, as you can see here. There's also buttons for reading, for relaxing, one for studying, and there's also one for sleeping. So that changes the tone of the LEDs to make it more of a softer tone or more of a harsher tone for studying. Down below here, there's a power on and off switch that always glows red when it's plugged into the wall. There's also a 60-minute timer, so when you press on that, the device will automatically turn off the light after 60 minutes or an hour of usage. The right-hand side also features the aforementioned USB port, which can be plugged into a smartphone or perhaps a tablet to charge it when you're studying or putting this on your desk, which is pretty useful. As you can see here, the plate itself does indeed rotate up to 180 degrees. So depending on the setup, you can change very easily where you want the light to go and what direction you want it to be at on your desk. And the AC adapter simply is plugged into the back of the unit, and the cable itself is actually pretty long, so you won't have any issues with setting this device up and extending that cable. Over here on top here is actually the design of the actual lamp. It has this interesting hollowed center, and the device, the lamp part, the LED part, actually can be foldable, as you can see here. So it's very easy to fold down for portability and also fold up when you want to use it. It can actually be quite long, and it can be folded up at a nice degree. That's the LED lamps on the top. The actual brightness of this lamp itself is actually very, very good. So if we wanted to, for example, turn on the device by pressing on and press on one of the first modes, you can see how the light itself definitely illuminates the subject quite well. And if we go up and show you the LEDs, you can see that it gets pretty bright. So it has a nice brightness to it, and you can see how we have 3 rows of LEDs, and all 3 of these LEDs have different amounts of tones. The center LED here is a bit more yellow, so that has a more of a warm tone. So if you're planning on relaxing or sleeping, it's going to turn that light a little bit brighter. And the 2 left and right ones are a bit more yellow and white in tone, and so those ones are for studying. So now we're going to change the mode. So we're currently on reading mode, and this is the study mode. It gets a bit brighter, as you can see here, and this is the relax mode, which you can see it gets a lot more yellow. And finally, we have the sleeping mode, which is just the yellow light. And as a result, you can definitely concentrate a bit more and you can relax and basically get to sleep. And it works pretty well. The timer itself also works pretty well. In each of these separate modes, we can turn the brightness higher, or of course we can turn it lower, depending on what you want. And it's pretty easy to toggle back and forth between these different modes. And you can also, of course, easily store it and put it back down when you're not using it, just by putting it like so. So overall, the design is quite attractive. It's pretty easy to use, and overall, it gets a nice amount of brightness done if you do want to use this on your desk. Overall, we are fans of the TaoTronics LED multifunction lamp just because it has a ton of features, it's portable, it has a nice design, it can also charge a smartphone quite well when you're using it, and we like the fact that you can change the different modes depending on what tasks you do, and we also like the addition of the 60-minute timer. Overall, we rate this device 4 out of 5 stars, and you can check out our full written review down in the description box below. Thanks for watching this video review here at OS Reviews. This has been the TaoTronics Multifunction LED Smart Lamp.